Unbearable character. Strength of character doesn't lie in the ability to break through walls, but rather in the ability to find doors. There is a category of people who have a difficult, one might say unbearable character. People with whom you cannot discuss anything, you cannot talk about anything, agree on anything, or reach any sort of compromise. Everything should be exactly as they say because they're always right in any situation. Let's talk about families where there is such a person. We are not here to discuss non-conciliation or divorce. Much has been said about this already. We will talk about those isolated cases where everyone is happy with everything and the family hell turns into a harmonious family life. It's typical for such people to always be right, to constantly blaming the person closest to them. They're always to blame in any situation, be it small things or in something important. The culprit is always prepared in advance. How hard it is to live with a person for virtually your entire adult life and watch how this person is destroying themselves before their eyes. And here it is very important to realize that you're not their doctor or their savior. A person cannot be cured. It is extremely important to realize that only you can be your own doctor and savior. Do you want to live with such a person? Accept them as they are. In my youth, I took a light-hearted approach to everything. Everything was forgiven or went unnoticed. It was easier to walk through life with my eyes closed and wearing rose-colored glasses because the main goal was to be happy. This is where you need to come to an agreement with yourself, either be right or be happy. You choose, of course, to be happy. A person doesn't change with time. This has long been a proven fact. But today, I would like to even add, over the years, a person only becomes worse. This person already have come to a heavy load in life. Things that previously seemed somehow fun begin to annoy them. As a result, over the years, your life partner begins to stress you out, especially when you're already past a certain age. They suddenly begin to educate you and constantly notice all sorts of little things in you. You're doing it wrong, you put it in the wrong place, you didn't answer gently, you forgot to say thank you, or something else is wrong. And the older you get, the more constantly this dissatisfied person who shares your home constantly buzzes in your ear. In an ideal world, you would sit down and talk, dot all the I's, and find some sort of compromise, some kind of solution. But this is in the ideal case scenario. To do this, the person must be open to dialogue. And often, after so many years of living together, you suddenly find the person next to you is impossible to say anything to agree on anything, because they're always right. You're always guilty without guilt or cause. And as soon as they start to have a frank conversation with you, once you open up and share your perspective on a situation face to face, they immediately begin to become hysterical and scream. And what's especially typical for such people is that they run away slamming the door. They do not accept open dialogue. There is only monologue, their own monologue, where everyone dances to their tune and there is no right for you to insert your own A minor notes. And you constantly ask yourself the question, if you met such a person somewhere on a dating site, would you start any kind of serious relationship with them? The answer is no. After all, you can't say anything to them, talk about anything, solve unresolved problems. Just swallow everything, and in moments where they're hysterics, well, you Try your best to control yourself and be as calm as possible. But when you have lived your entire adult life with this person and have wonderful children with them, over the years, they become of value to you and become dear. You realize that you forgive them all of their whims, to put it mildly. You treat them like an old grandfather who constantly grumbles and is always dissatisfied and blames you alone for all sins. It is odd because in public they're usually the life of the party, smart guys with sparkling wit and devoted friends. Yet in the family they are simply unbearable. With such a spouse, you need to move away if you want to remain happy. And in order to distance yourself, you need to learn to love yourself and give yourself time for rest in your desires, your hobbies, for sports, and in other words, to make yourself happy. For some reason, there is a common belief that it is someone else who should make you happy. This is a utopic view. Happiness is in your and only your hands. So many people live together like this and don't file for divorce. Some suffer for the sake of their children. Others find a way to adapt. Still others have learned to love themselves. They live first and foremost for themselves and then for their partner. And in the end, it is up to you to choose. Subscribe to get any of our latest life tips and tricks and exclusive content.